young lovers. You want your fortune told.
We want to see what our life is going to be like.
My name is Bonnie Heinzman. I worked at the Leighton Image, and on the Amusement Park film, I was script girl. Also got to play a part, as we all did. We were either working on or participating in the film.
Look into the future then. Into the magic ball. Into the future. Into the future. Into the future.
My husband, Bill, was one of the original people of the Leighton Image many, many years ago. He left the company for a while and did some investigative photography, but he came back in about the time that I started to work there, which was 1970. And that's when we, of course, all met and were working on Fort Pitt Boulevard. I was first hired out of school at Ketchum McLeod Grove, and I worked there for about 11 months. I was offered a job at the Leighton Image, and I loved working with them, and that's when I first got to know George. And Bill, at that time, was just coming back to the company as well. He was mostly a lighting man and still photographer, but George had him shoot a lot of things as well, and then became a DP for him. They just worked really well, and honestly, George was a great teacher and mentor to all the young people that worked there. It was like family. Bill just adored him and loved the guy. Sometimes words weren't necessary. They kind of knew what each other wanted, and as I said, George was pretty much a teacher to a lot of the young people that worked there, and they knew what he wanted. I wasn't there during the years of Night of the Living Dead. I came when they had just finished shooting There's Always Vanilla, and Ray Lane would come in often, and then came all the other films, and they were all fun. I mean, it was like a family there. I grew up there and was amazed just always by all the talent, but it's fun work.
I've got insurance.
It's an awful lot of paperwork. Can't you pay cash?
Cash? Yeah, I got some.
It was a Lutheran Service Society that asked them to do this particular film, and it just took off from there. The amusement park was available, the Westview Park, and a lot of the marching bands and things in it, because I was also a dance teacher at the time, and they participated in the parade scenes, and a band that I worked with did the amphitheater scene, and we always had fun. We've always had fun. We all would just change hats and do parts or work on the film. It was shot very quickly, although some things were shot not at the park, like the scene of the marching band and the scene that I was in, we shot in the basement with the fortune teller, but then he had a shot of us running out of a building at the park, but then the scenes of the elderly couple were shot on the north side in the row houses there. And so one of the marching bands was there on the north side, and then the other was there in the park. Well, I think the park was closing. That's when we filmed it right at the end of the season, and I don't think they ever opened again after that, or possibly did one more year. It was eerie because we were the only people in the park. Nobody else was there at the time. Well, initially I was working in the office, and I was brought on in the Crazies first to be a script girl. And we had to observe the continuity as well as keeping the log. I just kept notes of the shots so that when he went to the editing room, he could just refer to the notes that we took. George Romero was an amazing editor. And yes, he would shoot and put things together at his style. And I think a lot of the young people that worked for him learned his style and continued that on in their careers as well. I have not yet seen the restored version of the film. I'm anxious to see it. I think, yes, it was somewhat disturbing to watch, but that is what it was supposed to do. And I think it still is true today. And I think it has longevity for that purpose. History repeats itself, doesn't everything? You know, all the troubles that we have now sometimes go back, you know, back in the 60s we had those troubles too, and history does, I mean, we don't sometimes learn from that. Working on the film was fun, as was everything. I was young and in all of everything as well, but everybody was learning and changing hats, being in the film, working on the film. My brother was he was one of the fellows that was the baggage handler on the train scene. I don't know if you knew that. And he was also a grip on the film. And it was just a great experience, as always.
Yeah. This is silver. That's,
all right, let me take a look.
Pure silver.
I can't give you more than $5.
Oh, man, what you talking about? Listen,
$5.
this thing is, you ain't looking at the same right.
It's nice for everyone to learn that he did so many other jobs, per se, in the industry. But I think a lot of people did then. I think independent filmmakers made movies, and they loved every aspect of it. This world today is a lot different. I believe back in those days there were small crews, and the independent filmmakers made movies. They did all the jobs. George would shoot, he would edit, he would do it all. And even the little scene that I was in, I'm not an actress, I mean, he made me look like I was an actress. It was wonderful for everybody. And I think those guys love making movies, and it is different now. I'm glad to see the film coming back. It's wonderful that Suzanne had it restored and is re-releasing it. And as I said, I think the film has so much longevity because it's so true yet today. Even, you know, the purpose of the film was to get people to realize how the elderly were treated, and it's always been. And now I'm elderly. It's frightening to know that. So, yes, I'm happy to see it, and I'm excited to see the finished film, and I'm happy for everyone involved in it that it's going to be back out there.